Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Kevin Sullivan channel. I'm Kevin Sullivan. For those who have a video request, you can request a video. I will do the video for you. For those who would like to email me, the email is kevinsullivanyoutube@yahoo.com. Plain and simple as that. Kevin Sullivan, youtube@yahoo.com. For those who would like to donate, there's a donation button on my homepage. Also as well, there is a donation link you could click that will be in the description box of every video. So, ladies and gentlemen, the topic of this video will be called Narcissism in the Workplace. Ladies and gentlemen, is narcissist everywhere? Is narcissism everywhere? And is narcissism definitely in the workplace? I experienced this for a while, job to job. So we all know about narcissists. Well, some of us are very well informed. Some of us are still learning. Some of us don't know. So if you're trying to get the basics of a narcissist to understand this, and you might not know, I'm probably just going to touch on a little bit that, narcissists are narcissists. So narcissists are different from normal, healthy, regular people, and they think different and they think backwards than we do. And so narcissists take offense to everything. Narcissists see everyone, mostly everyone, as a competition, as the enemy, as in their way. They think they're better than everybody. So if they don't like you, then they don't like you. Then that means that they have to destroy you. Is no, I don't like you, I have to destroy you. And narcissists get offended about everything, and they could just like you for any and every little thing. They could just like you because your hair long and theirs not. And they could just hate you and be jealous and envy of that. And they are very jealous and envy of everyone. But they also think that everybody is jealous and envy of them, which people are most likely never jealous and envy of them. They are always jealous and envy of the people. And narcissists don't like different people from them. So if you're not a narcissist, then they really have a problem with you. And so they think that you're better than them. And so they will, instead of actually admitting to themselves that you are actually better than them, they will take it as an insult that you decide to be who you are and not be people like them, and see it as, oh, you think you're better than people and you think you're better than me. So therefore they will go on an attack on you and try to destroy you and also sabotage your whole life and everything you have going on. So with that being said, let's get into narcissism in the workplace. So when narcissism in the workplace, so let's say, I'm gonna start with, you say you got narcissist coworkers. So you got narcissist coworkers. So basically the narcissist coworkers, narcissists are narcissists wherever they at. They still got the same tactics and they move the same way and they handle things the same way, whether they're at home, school, work, it doesn't matter. So if the narcissists don't like you, the narcissist is gonna be trying to sabotage you. If they're jealous of you, they're gonna try to sabotage you and bring you down and try to destroy you and bring harm your way and cause problems in your life and lie on you and manipulate you and try to cheat you. So this is what you're gonna go through when you deal with narcissism in the workplace. And some of you might not even know that you're dealing with narcissism in the workplace, because at first I didn't even know. So signs that you are dealing with narcissists in the workplace is that narcissists are always gonna play like they're your buddies and cool and your friend, but then they also gonna attack you at the same time. So it's gonna leave you confused. This is what they do. They play cool, this false image, they love bomb you, like if you're a love interest or if you're supposed to be a friend interest or a co-worker. They still do the big impression of bombing you, how wonderful they are and how cool you are. But the meantime, behind your back, they're trying to snake you and they don't like you. They jealous, they envy you, they hate you. So they want to sabotage you and destroy you. And so ruin your reputation as well, tarnish your image. So if you're dealing with a coworker that's a narcissist in the workplace, they're going to be doing things and saying things behind your back and lying on you, so that they could destroy you, but you won't even understand or know, because they are very sneaky. Narcissists, the saying, they like to throw the rock and hide their hand. Narcissists throw the rocks and hide their hands, and they sit back and watch while everything go in chaos and cahoots and go crazy, and then they sit back laughing and feeling like they so smarter than everybody because they cause all this chaos and confusion and turmoil, and so nobody will hiding their hand. See, they throw the rock, cause the destruction, and hide their hand, so it don't look like they did anything, and then they just sit back and watch, and they divide to conquer. This is how they operate. They are cowards. So this is what's going to be happening to you in the workplace dealing with narcissist co-workers. They won't help you with your work. They will make sure you do all the dirty work. They won't help you. They will always act like you don't do a good job or you take it too long. And they will never give you credit most of the time for the good work that you do. And so with that being said, you're going to have a hard time because they're also going to be sabotaging things that you do. Because most likely you're a good worker, and they don't like that because they're going to see you as competition. And narcissists are lazy and they want to be the center of attention. So if they see you doing a good job, to them, you're still in their shine. So they're going to sabotage to make you look bad so they continue to look good, because whether they do a good job or not, if you doing a bad job or worse job than them, then you're not going to get no praise or be honored or employee of the month for it because you're not even doing a good job. So they're going to sabotage that. They're going to sabotage, make it to where like whatever you're doing is not working. So if you're doing work that you got to do, say paperwork, they'll destroy the paperwork. So now it's like, okay, well, you didn't do it. So you'll find yourself in the office talking to your bosses and things like that. Like, I did do the paperwork, but they was like, well, if you did the paperwork, where's the paperwork? Then you ain't got no excuse to, okay, where it went, what happened? Because if you don't even know that this is going on and don't understand what's going on, but something ain't right, but if you're unfamiliar with a narcissist and you don't know how they get down, and you're unaware that this person is fake, because they're gonna perceive as they like you. So you're gonna really think they're probably cool with you, and they wouldn't do that. So if you misinform or you don't understand or you're not informed, you're gonna, not know what's going on. So and behind the scenes, they're sabotaging your career, your life, your job, everything. So you're gonna be confused and don't even know what's going on. And so you'll end up losing your job or getting fired. And another thing as well is that they're going to cause a lot of chaos. So narcissists get in groups and they have other people, the co-workers, look at you in a certain light. Because narcissists are weak, so they can't operate by themselves because they're weak. So they get everybody in on everything that they do, and any disagreement they have with anybody or anybody they don't like, they hate, they jealous of, envy of, they get everybody on and try to turn everybody against you. Because they don't have no type of power. They are weak cowards. And so to them, more the better, the more the merrier. So, and then this way is more easy to destroy you, and other people agree, and it's faster. And then so you could be left alone. So it's hard for you to defend yourself. Because it'll be hard for you. It'd be hard for you to go up against, 10, 20 people unless you Jackie Chan or Jet Li. So the plan for the narcissist is just the same way as they do in relationships. Their plan is devalue you and destroy you, So what they're trying to do is get you to quit or either get you fired, to get rid of you and have fun while they doing it. So they will create the co-workers will create other flying monkeys, co-workers or just enablers to look at you in a certain light, because they'll be perceiving themselves as this wonderful person, and then start paying you as this bad person, lying on you, manipulating them, and causing all this chaos. And you'll be working extra hard and be stressed out because there's so much chaos. And they'll be sitting back laughing because they're orchestrating the whole thing and they know what they're doing. And one thing you gotta understand too is that if you dealing with, say, if your bosses or managers or supervisors are narcissists, sociopaths, psychopaths, it's really bad, because they're gonna really make sure your life, your job is horrible and miserable. You know, because they got more power and authority, and if they got coworkers that's toxic, sociopaths, psychopaths, or narcissists, they're gonna be the flying monkeys / enablers and helping them, destroying you. And you're gonna be left alone, and these people just gonna be sabotaging your job. They're gonna be shunning you, patronizing you. They're gonna be cold calculated, and you're gonna have a hard time. So either you're gonna end up quitting because it's gonna be too much for you to handle, or if you still stick in there and keep surviving and keep going to work, eventually the boss or whoever can fire you would just fire you. They'll just be like, you know, have enough and just be like, I'm just, you know, they'll get tired of just dealing with you and seeing you and just fire you. Like, for instance, I was working at this one job, right? And it's another thing. So the people there didn't like me. You know, they was all narcissists, sociopaths, psychopaths, toxic people. And the bosses was as well. You know, the manager, the ship supervisor, and the general manager. So, I mean, I'm the manager, everything, you know, so supervisor, ship supervisor. So I'm going to work, and I'm going in happy. I'm here to just do my work, make my money, and go home. Because that's how I look at a job and see a job. To go, get my money, do my good job, do a good job, do my work, you know, take pride and dignity in my work, do a good job, get my money, and go home and get my money. I go to work to get paid. That's what I go to work for. I go to work to get paid. Do I be an a-hole? No, of course not. Am I cool? Am I friendly? Am I a people person? Yeah, but I'm focused on my work, and I'm here to get paid and go home at the end of the day. And so that's how I look at a job. So me doing that and also doing a good job and me being social, you know, just being me, they didn't like that, you know, because I was dealing with a lot of ratchet, ignorant people, even to the bosses. So at first when I worked there, the lady who hired me and one of the bosses, managers who gave me the interview or whatever, they seemed like cool people, especially the lady who interviewed me and wanted me to hire me so bad. She seemed so cool and so excited to hire me. And at first it was weird to me because she was just super hyper and over, like, exaggerated to hire me. I never seen this before. And she just kept saying, he's gonna be good, he's gonna be a good pick, this is gonna be good, I want him. Let's hire, we gotta hire him. And I was like, you know, I kind of was like, okay, that's cool, you know, the good interview, I'm gonna get the job. So I'm thinking that's cool. But later on, what I find out what it was, I could see now is that she could see I was good supply. You know, she ratted me out. She knew he'd been a victim of narcissist abuse before, you know, so she smelt that and was like, oh yeah, this, you know, she already knew. I didn't know, I had no idea. So I'm working there, everything's cool, but I noticed when I first started working there, it's just that I'm different from these people, you know, because you got people there getting high on the smoking marijuana on the job. You know, you have people smoking marijuana on the job. You got the general manager, he's coming there, he's drunk, he's an alcoholic, he's been in and out of rehab, you know, almost about to get divorced, lose his kids and family, but he still's drinking, he's coming to work drunk, he's drinking on the job. And now this is general manager. Then you got the other manager, all he doing is eating all day. He's eating on the job all day. That's all he do is eat all day, like, and do nothing. And so then you got the other lady, the supervisor. That's all she do is eat all day and talk all day, gossip and talk all day, and be on the phone and Facebook and internet all day. Then you got the ship supervisor. That's all she does too. You know, she just eats all day, talk all day, you know, and then bring people over. I mean, she was bringing guys to the job and having sex with them inside the office. Like every weekend, she'll have a different guy come at the job while we closing and shutting down the job she'll be in the office with the door shut with a different guy, doesn't work there, like, and be having sex or whatever she's doing in the office with that guy, you know? So this is the type of people I'm working with, what's going on, you know, and dudes is selling drugs in the workplace. They smoking, they coming to work drunk. Nobody's doing their job. You know, they making my job harder. Nobody wants to work. Everybody's always arguing, bickering, and fighting, you know. And then also you got people getting high on the job. Whatever drug they use, for sure people were smoking marijuana. I mean, a few of them I was working with, they was rolling up marijuana in front of me. I mean, I'm looking and I'm like, he will roll up marijuana in front of me and be smoking marijuana in the job, in the back, like on work, on the clock. Like, then he'll go outside and smoke. And he'll be rolling up marijuana, a joint, and smoking it inside the workplace while we're working, while it's busy. It was crazy there. It was like, and nobody worked. People was there selling their weed, selling drugs. It was just total chaos. And they're every day, all day. Like, everybody bicker, complaining. Nothing is in order. Nothing is in check. You know, nobody's ordering what needs to be ordered. The bosses, because now you see, now you're dealing with the head people. Because if the head people, you know, you can always tell a lot about a boss or a king or a prince by his army or his workers. You can always tell a lot about a person in authority, you know, a person in power higher than you by the people that's under him. And so I understood that if this is going on, this is coming from the bosses. At first I didn't get this, but this is because the bosses want it to be this way, because if the bosses and the managers wasn't narcissists and toxic people, then none of these people, none of these workers would be doing the stuff they doing, and none of this will be going on in the business, in the establishment, because they wouldn't do that, because they know they will be in big trouble, fired, big trouble, you know what I'm saying? The cops possibly, you know. So I was kind of confused and mind boggled by this until later on I understood and seen what was really going on. Because at first the narcissists hide their mask. See, at first, and so then you got coworkers, and I'm wondering why they are doing certain stuff. You know, like they are not helping me when they're supposed to help me. You know, so it's me on the shift, and so I'm supposed to be on the shift, and we supposed to be working, but they're not helping me. And that's what narcissists do. They won't help you when you need to be helped and work. So they're not helping me, and they supposed to be helping me. So if it's a 2-man job, a 3-man job, I'm the only one doing the job. They are walking around on the phone, smoking marijuana, drinking, playing, flirting with the girls, talking on the phone, on social media, just running their mouth, and I am left doing the work and nobody cares. And I'm overworking myself in my body. You know, and so I'm staying over late doing jobs, and then what they're doing, they're sabotaging my work. And then they're complaining about me not doing a good job of my work, but they're sabotaging my work on purpose. Now, if they ain't sabotaging my work, everything will be done. I know I'm a good worker, and so they knew that, so they sabotaged it. So they would sabotage and have everything set up to sabotage me during every day I went to work. And so at first I didn't notice, but then I eventually seen it. So as well as also I understood and started to notice and see that the workers, my coworkers, was getting a little aggressive with me. Like they would be cussing at me, you know, they would be patronizing me, shunning me, you know, trying to show off how they do a better job, or you're not doing a good job, this is easy. You know, they will be sitting, I'll be working for like 5 hours and be wore out because I'm doing all the job, all the work, and people supposed to be helping me, but they're not. So I'm overwhelmed and my body is hurting, aching and sore. And so here you come, you've been not working all day, just been walking around, just chilling and eating. Then here you come like, I got it, watch out, I got it. This is easy. I don't know how you not, you know, complaining, bickering, you know, shunning me, patronizing me, and saying that, you know, I'm not doing a good job, and then here you come, you Speedy Gonzalez, and you doing all the work, you getting all the work done. Well, first of all, you've been here for a while, and then secondly, you've been sitting all day doing nothing. So of course you got a lot of energy. You should have a lot of energy. You've been resting all day. You've been eating all day. So you should have a lot of energy. You haven't been doing nothing. I'm wore out because I've been overworked, and I've been working for 3, 4, 5 hours straight. But you see what I'm saying? Now, it's a good thing for you to be doing your job, what you should have been doing. Then you leave, and then I'm still left with behind. And then people are still sabotaging the work. So I'm leaving late, and I'm leaving past the time I'm supposed to leave. And then so the bosses, the narcissist bosses, they are complaining, but they're doing all of this on purpose. And you know, at first I didn't even know. See, they'll do these things to have you thinking it's you. And it's not even you. And I didn't notice that at first. So, and also how they was talking to me, it'd be more aggressive, like the coworkers. Like I'll be walking, they'll be bumping into me. And I'll be like, why is this guy bumping into me? You know, and they would say little slick remarks, like throwing bait out there for it to be an argument or a problem. Because what the guys was doing was testing your manhood. You know, they say they'll be disrespecting you for no reason. They'll say stuff like that's just like, okay, that's too much. Like for instance, and by the way, I see him now around where I live at, in the places I be at. I see him around, you know, shopping centers or whatever. The guy who was at this job working, who used to be saying slick stuff to me, he would be saying stuff about my mother and my father. Like he would be saying stuff about my mother and my father, like on the job. Like he would be saying stuff like out of the blue, like, you know, like just disrespect my mother, like your mother, she's a whore, you know, and in the middle of his job in front of all the bosses. And they wouldn't say anything. So that was a red flag. Like, so this is how you running your establishment. You're letting this guy say something about my mother in front of everybody, and I haven't said or did anything wrong to this person. You get what I'm saying? And I wasn't paying no mind because I understood what I was gonna do: fight him, hit him, and then what? You know, get locked up. But that's what they was trying to do. They was trying to provoke, because see, when you in that situation, they put you in that situation, and then they already got it set up for you. See, narcissists plan and orchestrate everything to sabotage you and plan stuff of what they think you will react to. Like, okay, say this, do this, he's gonna react like this, and he's gonna do this, and then we got him. This the plan. So what they was expecting me to do was to spaz out, or, you know, get aggressive, or yell, or put my hands on them, so what, they could fire me, call the cops, have me arrested, things of that. They thought I was gonna do that, but I didn't fall for it. You know, I didn't fall for it. So he just kept doing it over and over, over and over and over and over. Every time I came to work, he would say something slick to me, say something, and then he would act cool. Then he would act cool half of the day and then disrespect me the other half of the day. When he wanted something, he would say, oh, Kev, can you do this for me? Can you have this done for me in 5 minutes? Can you have this done for me? Thanks, brother. Cool. But then the other half of the day, he will be disrespecting me, talking stuff about my mother and my father that he don't even know, and saying disrespectful. The general manager there, the manager there, the supervisor there, the ship supervisor there, all the co-workers there. Nobody says nothing. Like, nobody says that ain't wrong. People are laughing. Then most of them laughing inside. See, they ain't gonna laugh out loud, so you don't know that they're laughing at you and they think it's funny, but they'll go laugh and talk about it behind closed doors, or when you're not around, or speaking of different, 85% communication nonverbal. So they'll be laughing at it and they'll be having a good time about it, and any possible ways that you're able to. So, and by the way, that guy one of the guys that used to disrespect me, that was just talk about my moms and just disrespect me, talk a lot of stuff about me, a lot of things about me. I see him all the time around my way, and he's homeless. And I see him all the time, every day. Matter of fact, I just seen him. Just seen him. And I don't even know if he recognized me. He probably do, but he's homeless, and I see him a lot now. And it's strange to me. Like, it's like, what a coincidence, but it's not funny. And I'm saying like, look at him, he's homeless. But I'm just saying, I'm using that as a reference so people to understand, because I deal with people all the time that don't understand, like, narcissists act the way they act because they hate themselves and they're miserable. And they're jealous. And for those who don't think that narcissists get payback, or, you know, they don't get, you don't get back the energy that you put out there, you know. But I see him a lot now, and he's homeless, you know. And even though he used to treat me the way he treat me, I still never treated him, and I never disrespected him in any way. And that's another thing they don't like, that they don't get you to come out of character, because they waiting for you to come out of character, and so they could point the finger at you and say, you're not as good as you pretend to be, you're not this, because the narcissists are really pretending who they think they're pretending to be this good, upstanding citizen that they're really not. So when you really are that, they hate that and despise that. So what they'll do is try to provoke you and sabotage you and make your life a living hell. So, you know, you go through torment and suffering also to get you to react in a certain way and just lose it and just go crazy, so they could just point the finger at you and then possibly get you thrown in jail, locked up, you know, all this other crazy stuff, and watch you fall and laugh at you, you know. So don't fall for the setup, don't take the bait, because that's all they're doing when narcissist does that. But so for instance, that's the only reason why I'm saying that I see him now, and he's homeless, you know. So, but he was kind of homeless already on the job, living in his car. He had a car, he was living in his car, you know, and things like that. But he was at least working there. But then he got fired because he sold somebody some dope on the job, some bad dope, and they had to go to the hospital. That's what I was told, so he was fired. So now I see him now, like, you know, what, basically almost 2 years, a year and a half later, you know, I see him and he's completely homeless, you know. And that's not a funny thing, that's not a good thing. But for those who don't believe, like, you know, narcissists are, you know, the way they are because, you know, they're life, and then they just no good people. And everyone reaps what they sow. And so another thing is that also as well, the narcissist bosses, I didn't even know that they were who they were. You know, I didn't know like the narcissist bosses at first, but then I start to see and unravel as I start to go through more drama. Because see, I wouldn't fall for the things that the traps they set me up for, most of them, but so they got more aggressive and kept getting more frustrated, because the more I kept proving to them that I'm not falling for their tricks, and they take real offense to that, and they get real mad and frustrated. So they started getting more aggressive. Like this one girl, I was standing and she threw this glass, like this thick glass, like at me, and it fell in the garbage can because I'm standing next to a garbage can. So she did that, but to make it seem like, oh, I was trying to throw it in the garbage can. But you see the stuff how narcissists do. You gotta be careful for that, because they'll make it a scenario to where it was like, okay, I didn't meant to do that, I was trying to do this. So you see what I'm saying? You could say it's either or. So I'm standing next to the garbage can. It's a big one of them big garbage cans, you know, that's tall and very wide, that I was standing next to. So she threw it and tried to hit my face, and if that thing would have hit my face, I definitely would have had a big split open and would have had to go to the hospital. So she did that and threw that and almost hit me in my face, but it went into the garbage can. And so, but I could look and see in her eyes the demonic spirit, the meanness, the evilness, and the hatred and envy and jealousy towards me when she threw it. And I looked in her eyes and she just stared at me for a minute. I mean, her eyes changed to a whole nother color. It looked completely different. And she threw it and I looked and I'm just looking at her. And then she was stuck for a minute. Then she snapped back out of it and was like, oh, I'm so sorry, I tried to throw it in the garbage. She was like, I was throwing it in the garbage can. Oh, I almost hit you in the face. That's narcissist for you, you know? When they do something to you and they don't plan, they'll say, oh, I didn't mean to do that, especially if it looks like they was trying to do that. And even if it do, what they try to do to you to see, oh, it was an accident. You know, I didn't mean to do that. So that's what they do. But see, they got more aggressive. It started getting more aggressive. Dudes started bumping me, started saying slick stuff to me, like, watch out, move on my way. Things like that, trying to provoke you, you know? So they started just really coming out and being aggressive. And I go work all the time, keep dealing with that. And then they will just sabotage my work. My work depended on them doing a good job to make it easy for me because I'm doing a good job. So I know I can handle mine on my own. It was easy, a piece of cake. They seen that. And it was where that they could, if they don't do their job, then it leaves me with a lot of work to do if they don't do their job. And they knew that. So they sabotaged everything every day to where I couldn't even do my job because they would just sabotage it to where even I'm busting my tail working hard. I mean, I'm working extra hard. And even when I bust my tail just to try to keep up, I'm not even caught up. And then I'm leaving late. I'm tired. I'm worn out. My body is aching. My body hurts. I'm going to every time I turn around, I'm going to my doctor. Something wrong with me. I'm going to the hospital. Something wrong with me. I'm stressed out. Like my body is going crazy. This all types of stuff, just all the time. And so I started to notice also too, they started doing things behind my back. Like I'll be doing something and like the general manager will be behind my back with like something in his hand, something like hard, and pretend he hitting me in the back of my head. See, he's in back of me doing that, and the people who on the side in front of me, they looking and laughing. So I look and you can see him like, turning around and stop what he's doing. But I can see on my peripheral, because narcissists so stupid, they don't really think. They forget, like, you got peripheral. So I'll be looking at my peripheral and I can see what he's doing. He's behind me, pretending to hit me with something like, looking real mean and evil like this. Like, and all the coworkers would do that, and the bosses and managers, they will all do that. Like one time, the supervisor, the lady that gave me the job, was so anxious, wanted to hire me so bad. I seen her, like, she had 2 knives in her hand, and you could just see the demon in her. And I turned around, and you could see she was going like this, like, and backing me like that, like. And I looked around, and I could see her going like this, and then when she see me looking, she just stopped and just put him down and walked away. I was like, wow, like really aggressive, like really evil. Like she had 2 big knives, like 2 of them was just like this, like oh, I was like, oh, these people want to kill me. But I just kept going back, and it started getting to the point where this guy was going to work, and one of the guys that worked there, that was Narcissist too, that was one of them evil people. They used to see, and they do this too, they talk about you right in front of you. He'll be like, I don't know why he keep coming to work. I don't know why he keep coming here. Why he keep coming to work. Like, because all this stuff they doing, they like, this should be enough to make a person just quit and just go. Like, don't want to work here because they know what they was doing. So, but I was just coming back for more. And they'll just be like every day, you could tell they was saying to themselves like, yeah, today he ain't coming today. Will we see what we did last night? We wore him out. Like, oh man. Then they'll be laughing, joking. They be laughing and joking like, oh, you did this. You silly for that. Oh, you did this. Yeah, I did that. Yeah. And he was so mad. He was did this and that and that. So, but during that whole time, through everything, I kept my composure the whole time. So I know that really made them mad and frustrated them. So they really gonna be talking like, things like that, laughing and joking. And so they would talk in front of you and say stuff like that. Like I would come in and I knew they were talking about me, like, because narcissists think everybody's dumb and they're the really stupid dumb ones. So they would talk and be saying about me in front of me, and I'd just be listening like, these people is really? So they'll be like, okay, so I don't know why he's coming to work. Like, it must be the money. Like, because anybody else in their right mind, how they seen it, would just quit and just leave. Like, like they'll be too much for them by now, because you see the effect that nobody likes you, like you can understand, like, the energy that's in there, you can feel it, you can see it. As soon as you walk in the door, people stop saying hi to you. Then you say hi to them, they ignore you. I come and say hi, hi. They just look away, turn around, don't want to say hi to you. Just nasty attitudes. They come in, clock in, and you there, they just like, you could tell as soon as they see you, they're like, he came back. He just then quit, like, So that's what they were expecting me to go. And one time the girl who threw the glass at me, she looked at me with that same evil look one time, when she see me, like in the same space, it was weird because at the same place I was at, in the same place she was at, when she do the glass and had that same look, what she did this time with that same look, we was in the same places that was very similar. She was like, how you say, get him the F out of here. But you say it as the words like, GHTF, you know, like that, like, you know, almost like, you know, laugh out loud, you know what I'm saying? LOL. She said it like that, but I knew what she was saying. But she was looking at me and saying it like with that same evil eye, like, and looking at me like GTAFFFFF, like, you know, and I knew that. I was like, get him the F out of here. That's what she was saying. But like, she said it like TGIF, you know, like, thank God, you know, thank God it's Friday, you know, like. She was just looking at me with that evil eye and was just looking at me and just was like, TGIF! Like, you know, just like that, thank God it's Friday. But she was saying, get him the F out of here. Like, because they kept getting mad because they kept seeing me. They got tired of seeing me come in there, my energy, my positive energy of me being who I am. They got tired of seeing that and being around that. Narcissists don't like to be around that energy. Just as well, we don't like to be around their negative energy. They don't like to be around positive energy because they are negative and positive. They don't like light. They hate to see light. They like darkness. And so it just got to the point, like, you know, they'll be like, you got to ask to do this, but it needs to be done, but you got to ask to do it. So I need to do something that's very important that must be done. That's a part of my job. So you got to ask first. So I'll ask the bosses, and then they wouldn't even respond. I'd be like, so, you know, call the boss by his or her name. It's time for me to do this. Can I do this? They'll just ignore me. They'll just look at me, ignore me. And then one time she just said, don't ask me, but I'm supposed to ask you. Like, you're the boss. I'm supposed to ask you. This what it says. And if I don't do it and I don't get it done, it's a problem because it's something that has to be done. Very important. So if I don't do it, then it's a problem. But if I ask you, it's a problem. And if I do it without asking you, it's a problem. See how they put you in catch-22s? This is what they was doing. Then they was, you know, basically they see narcissists celebrate their bad doing, you know, and try to make you feel bad for you being the good, decent human being you are, and make it look like that you being you and what you believe in and what you do and being a person that you are is no benefits. You know, it's no point to be that. It comes with no benefits. Having, you know, morals, values, principles, dignity, and integrity, they don't have that. And so when you have that, they try to do everything in their power to make you feel bad about having that and make it seem like, you know, there's no benefit for having that and being that way. And so they punish you for it, you know, shun you, patronize you, and also sabotage you, and to also make it, you know, so you can feel like that and think that and just give up, you know, and then just say it ain't worth it, you know, because they don't really have no power. They just try to trick you and manipulate you to sabotage your own self while they sabotage you. So that's another thing they was trying to get me to do, to sabotage myself, you know. So they was celebrating them not doing no work, you know. So they'll be happy, so happy, just conversating loud all day and just no doing no work and just laughing and joking and conversating, talking on the phone and things of that nature. And they'll be just eating all day, celebrating, you know, and just having a good old time while, you know, I'm just breaking my back, you know, wearing out my bones and just doing all the work. And then they not even doing their job. So I end up doing their job and they just chilling. They relaxing, having a good time, laughing, you know. And this is what they try to do. And this is what they do. They celebrate them. They were celebrating them being who they are and punishing me for being who I am. But I still never changed who I was. I still never changed who I was for them. So, and also at the same time too, while they mad you being you, they're gonna try to get you to change to be who they want to be, who they is. Because they want you to be like them and think like them and be who you are. Narcissists don't like people who have a mind of their own and think different and see stuff different than they do. They don't like that. And they'll definitely try to change anyone who is different from them and don't think like them or live like them and see things the way they see things. So they kept trying to get me, you know, like stuff like, you know, come hang out with me, or we going here, you should come. Like, no, you know, I know what you guys are doing or what you guys are about. I'm not about none of that, you know. And this is also a red flag when you go to a job or you got coworkers and they start asking you things like, okay, do you smoke? Do you smoke weed? Do you get high? Do you drink? Do you smoke? When they start asking you things like that and they don't even know you, and what that has to do with your job, you know, that has nothing to do with your job. So when they ask you stuff like that, that is a red flag. And that's a sign they trying to see is you one of them, if you like them. Because why would that else even be important? That don't matter. See, because they don't really care about really you, who you really true are as a person or a human being, or what you bring to the table as far as you being a good worker, you know, and that things of that nature. That's not important. They don't care about that. And that's what it's like at a lot of jobs in the world. It's not even about you a good worker. They don't even care if you're a good worker. It's not even about that. Also, as well, they'll find other things for you to do. Like things that other people are supposed to do, they'll make you do that job as well. They'll give you other people's jobs to do. Like, especially, they're going to be pissed off that even though they try to make your job hard, you're such a good worker and so talented and gifted at your job that you're going to speed through it. So they're going to say, okay, I'll find something for you to do. But see, they're not going to give you something or say within that needs to be done that's in your job description, that's, you know, regular work that you do. They're going to find something that's hard, you know, so that on purpose, like something that they supposed to do. Like, okay, you could do this here. So you'll be doing all this extra hard work even when you caught up. This is so they could keep you at a miserable pace at your job, or keep you, because they laughing at what you going through. They sabotage you on purpose, and they're very evil. They have no empathy or no compassion for anybody. They thrive off hurting people and sabotaging people's lives and days. So they all, while I'm going through all of this, they are laughing, having a good time, just eating, and I'm not getting no help. But they helping each other and making sure everybody else's job is easy. Like the supervisor and manager, you know, they'll help other people what they need help with, but me, they wouldn't even help me. I'll be left alone by myself, but they'll be helping everybody else. And then they'll be calling me to help them when nobody helping me, and I'm all backed up and things of that, and they're not doing their job, but then want me to help them, and then they'll be helping them to make sure everybody get their job done, and then they leave early. They, oh, you guys doing such a good job, thank you guys, you know, and then want to come and cuss me out and, you know, patronize and shun me and talk about how I'm not doing a good job. I need to do a better job and things like that on purpose, you know. But that's the things they do. So if these are the things you're going through at your job, then you definitely are being definitely being abused by narcissists. This is exactly what's happening. You are definitely going through narcissist abuse if this is happening to you at your job. Also with the triangulation and comparison, trying to make you feel bad, that comparing you to other people. They'll be like, what the boss will be like, oh, this person, he finished his job, he leaves early, he's done early, he do a good job. With you, I don't even know, there's no excuses, blase, 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 blase. You know, that, you know, so of course y'all, because y'all helping him. Then what they would do was put him on with a coworker, and they would teamwork. They would put me on with another person like they were supposed to, but that person wouldn't be working. Like that person would be just hanging out and eating. And the supervisors was managing this and orchestrating this. Like, leave him back there, you come and you hang out with us, we the cool people. You know, he's disgusting. But remind you, this is how narcissist is. Now think about it, like, what am I doing wrong that made me disgusting? But this is what they paint and other people has to turn people against you. And this is already how they already toxic people, so they already people like this. But they see, and when you're dealing with narcissist bosses and supervisors and managers and ship supervisors and general managers, they are the ringleaders of, you know, the whole thing, the ring of the job force where you work at. So the co-workers become the flying monkeys. So they're sending them at you to do this. They are talking about this like, oh, go do this. We planned this for today, so you do this, and you don't do that. They sabotaging and make everything. They plan everything out for you all through the day. When you come to work, they already planned ahead. You know, they already know who's gonna be working that day, what's gonna be that day, everything. You just misinformed, and then even if you come this day that's supposed to be that, they'll switch the time on it. They'll try to make, you know what I'm saying, you stay when you're not supposed to. They'll just ruin everything about your day. Like, they'll just mess everything up. So even if it's a good day, they'll switch it around so you won't even find a way to sabotage it, you know. So this is the things that they do, dealing with narcissism in the workplace, as well as when they send the flying monkeys at you. They're doing things like the one time this guy, and so this is the same place. So he will be trying to, then so they get so aggressive and they so evil, they want to hurt you so bad that he was trying to stick my hand in the machine that cut my hand. Because when we was working together doing the job, we was dealing with a machine. So what he would do was, every time I'm doing my part, he will like sabotage it to where like my hands will get smashed, and he'll just keep doing it. And cause he's on one and I'm on the other in the machine, it's a teamwork, you know. So, and every time I go to do what I was supposed to do, he would just he would do what he do, but too early on purpose. And he'll just wait for it. Like, he'll be not doing what he's doing. I'm looking at him like, why are you not doing what you're doing? And then, but as soon as I go to do what I'm doing, then he'll do it to where like my fingers can get cut, smashed, broken, sliced. He would do that. And to the point I didn't even put my hand in it. And he kept doing this every time I worked with him. And I'm saying to myself, why, what, you know, I'm like, what are you doing? Like, stop doing that. Like, you're doing it wrong. You know you're doing it wrong. And he'll just be looking at me. He'll just be looking at me with this evil look. Won't even be saying nothing. He won't even be saying anything and just giving me, and you could just see the demon in him. He'll just be looking at me and won't be saying nothing. And then as soon as I reach my hand again, he'll do the same thing. He'll do the same thing over and over again. To the point to where I was just like, you know, you could do something else. I'll do this by myself. Because it was going to get to the point to where, you know, he was going to break my hand, or I was going to get mad and frustrated and possibly do something to him, because I know what he's doing. He's trying to hurt me. He's trying to send me to the hospital, like on purpose. It was weird. He was just quiet. And every time I reach my hand, and he'll go to try to make sure my hand get cut or broken or smashed or something. And it was just like, wow, like, and I just kept dealing with it for a while. I just kept dealing with it and dealing with all this stuff at this job. And every time you got something to do and you were caught up with your work, everybody else could chill, but you can't. What I could do, this is how narcissist is too. Like, I could do what I could do, but you can't. And so they got to be the cool people, the cool party, so they could chill. It's fine. They ain't got to work. And as soon as it look like I got some chill time, or I got some relaxed time or break time, they got something else for me to do. Okay, we need done with this. Like, something that was supposed to have been done before I got there, and they just find everything for you to do all day, every day. Like, they just, you know, even when sabotaging your job, they gonna still find stuff in between for you to do. Like, so you just working all day, you just working and working and working and working and working and working. You gotta pick up other people's slack because they not doing work, and then they don't say nothing, and because the bosses don't care, you know. So they not saying nothing, and then the person not working. So now you now you picking up they slack, and you working extra hard, and plus they already sabotaging you, and then that's enough right there. And then they not doing the work, so you picking up other people's slack, and just so you can go home, just so you can get what you need to get done. Also, as well, when it's meetings, they won't want you in the meetings. You know, they take this hate, envy thing very serious. Like, They don't want you at the meetings. They'll schedule the meeting and broadcast it one way and tell each other like this day is gonna be the meeting. You know? Then the meeting will come and you'll come, and then they'll be like, the meeting ain't here today. Like, we already had the meeting, you ain't come. Then they'll find a way to write you up. They do all this stuff on purpose. Like, so then they'll you know, just so they can have something to say, write, report of how, you know, of a bad person you is, and you not doing this, or you not doing that, or you did this wrong. And this is what they also, you got to be very careful too. You got to cover yourself real extra, double, real extra and double. You really got to watch out and cover yourself no matter what. Like, for instance, it was snowing one day. It was a blizzard, you know, blizzards was coming, snowstorms, you know, every day. So I called before I come in. Now I'm in the car, I'm on my way there. I'm in the car, I'm on my way there. So I'm saying like, I'm calling my boss. I'm saying, do you really want me to come? Because I know how it is when it's a snow, they just shut the place down. You know, when it's snow, it's usually no business. They most likely just shut the place down because there's no reason to keep it open. Nobody's gonna come. It's the middle of a snowstorm. You know, nobody's coming. There's no reason for it to be open. So this is what they always do. So I just called to double check. I'm in the car, I'm on my way there. While I'm on the phone calling the boss, the lady who was so happy to hire me, and I'm saying, do you want me to come in, or do you need me to come in, or do you don't? But I'm on my way right now, so I'm just calling to double check just in case you don't need me to come in, because you're gonna close the place down. Which this just kept happening during the whole, you know, winter, like, you know, because the snowstorms, and then, you know, it's slow. There's no reason to really have it open, so you just close it down. Like, and at the time I had to come in was the time that when it's a snowstorm, this is what usually happens, it get closed. So I knew this, so I'm just calling to double check and make sure that I'm not coming in for no reason. And then when I come in, they send me home, you know, like, cause like it is, we shutting down, you know, it's a snowstorm, you know, so whatever. So when I called and asked her this, she said, oh no, everything's fine, we about to close. You know, so I'm like, you sure? She's like, yeah, don't worry about it, baby. Don't worry about it, honey. We about to close. And we about to close like in the next half an hour or 20 minutes, she said. She said, we about to close like in the next half an hour, 20 minutes. There's no need for you to come in. And I'm like, you sure? I'm on my way. I'm just double checking and asking because I know it's a snowstorm and it's about to get worse. So she said, no, it's fine. Don't worry about it. You work tomorrow, so just come in tomorrow. So, all right, that's said and done. So I come into work the next day, and everyone is talking about how that I didn't come in, a no call, no show. And I said, huh? Now, look how evil that they is. She's standing right there as people saying it. So she told people this. She told everybody this. And she's standing right there as they saying it. Like, she gonna contest to what I said. Like, she just gonna stand there. She ain't even tell a big face lie. Told them to confront me about it. Knew they was gonna say something. And me and her right there and everybody else right there, and they still did it. And she's still standing there like she wasn't lying, and she ain't telling them a lie. You see the boldness on her? She really sat there, and I'm saying, wow. But she not saying nothing. And she just looking at me with her toothpick in her mouth. And that's just nothing but pure hate and steam. She just looking and just sitting there. But I ain't care. Oh, well, you want to say I didn't call, then say you didn't call. But the thing is, it's so funny is that I got on my phone records that I called you yesterday. So what did I call you about? So, you know, but they don't care anyway, because really they know the truth anyway. So it don't matter to them anyway. Just as long as they don't care, their lives anyway. So they like to lie and make up stuff on you anyway. So it don't matter. They don't care about the truth anyway. So that's why they do stuff like that. They just want something bad to say about you. So they'll make up lies and anything. They love lies. They believe lies. Dumb, stupid lies. And so she's standing right there, and I'm saying to myself, no, I called her yesterday. And she's standing right there. So I told him, like, no, I called yesterday. She told me not to come in. So all these people complaining. All my coworkers complaining. They don't even work as it is. They don't do nothing. They just sit around. The business is all messed up because nobody works. Everything is all messed up. Nothing is order. No structure. You know, nothing don't even get ordered. Like, things is just all chaos in that place every day, all day. Like, it was stupid to work there. You know, it was so much drama and chaos, like, it's so much confusion and nonsense every day. And so I just was saying, like, you know, I called. She said I didn't have to come in. I was already on my way there. And of course, they was complaining, well, we had to do your job. So-and-so had to come in. And we had to work hard to close because you ain't come in, and they complaining. But I help them with stuff all the time because they don't even be doing their job. So then I be coming and helping them doing what their job while they sabotaging and making my job harder. And then when I come in, when somebody just leaves or doing no call, no show, everything's fine. They don't even get in trouble or talked about. Everything's fine. I get, you know, they call me to come in to pick up other people's slack. I'll come right in and within a half an hour and do the work. And, you know, but, you know, that's how that is. With me, it's something different, you know. So, but long story short, I just end up leaving that job. I just end up having enough, you know. I just end up leaving that job because the big straw was the lady who hired me was getting too aggressive. She got to the point to where she wanted to sabotage me and ruin me so bad that she went to the next level to where I knew, okay, this is enough. You know, she got to the point to where she was trying to make people believe that I was sexually harassing her, you know, and not that even she was even trying to get people to believe that. She was just faking the incidents just so they all could just say, yeah, this happened and I seen it, even though it's not true. Like, I'll be working and doing my job, say if I'm standing up and I'm doing what I'm doing, she'll come up to me, behind me, and be all on my back and my shoulder, putting her breasts all on me like this, and then be like, Kevin, why are you touching me like that? Why are you all up on me like that? Why are you touching my breast? Ilk. Now, everybody's sitting there and watching and see what she's doing. Like, they notice what she's doing. Like, they know, they looking, they watching, they know what she's doing. They know what she's doing. And nobody's saying nothing. You know, nobody's saying nothing. Nobody's saying nothing. She keeps saying, I'm touching her. And that was the last straw for me, you know. Then she would say stuff like, oh, why you try to do this to me? You trying to hurt me. Then she started making it seem like I was hitting her. I was like, yeah, that's enough. That's enough. I'm done. So I just quit that job. It was enough. It was enough because all of them was against me. She's a supervisor. She the one who hired me. Then you got the ship supervisor. You got the manager, the general manager. So they, you know, they are all in this together, and all the coworkers. Like, so I'm getting sabotaged by everybody on the job. Nobody on this job likes me. Like, so, and everybody know what's going on. They see what's going on. That was the straw for me. I said it's time for me to quit. Because they will go to the next level and keep going and sabotage you to ruin you in your life because they hate you so much and have so much hate and evil in them. And this what she was trying to do. So this was the next straw. Never mind the dudes in there getting tough and bumping me and saying slick stuff out their mouth and doing all this and that. I mean, that was the next level. That was enough for me. That was the last straw. I said, oh, she's trying to have me get locked up for rape or sexual harassment and all that crazy stuff. And I said, no, that's not happening. You know, you're not about to tarnish my image and ruin my legacy or ruin my reputation or ruin my name. That's all I have. And you're not going to ruin that. And so I said, I don't care about this job. Now I don't really care about the job. I just left the job. I was like, I'm done. I said, you know what I'm saying? I quit that job. I was like, I'm done. You can have it. It ain't worth it. It ain't worth for me to be sitting in jail for sexual harassment or possibly rape. And then everybody gonna be saying, yeah, I seen it, and just start making up stuff. Like, yeah, you know a narcissist, so you know they'd have been making up stuff. Like, yeah, one time he came, you know what they'd have said? They'd have been like, oh yeah, one time he came to work and he pulled her pants down. You know, we just felt sorry for him and thought he was retarded or something. But he'd be walking up to her and just be touching her breasts. And she'd be so scared, but we like him so much, we just think he's slow or retarded. That's how they perform and act, you know? And of course, the cops always believe in narcissists, like, so, and it was all against me. So it was like, what I was gonna say, you know what I'm saying? Then there was no cameras in the place. There was no cameras. So you can say whatever you want to say, you know? Who you think the cops gonna believe? You think they're gonna believe all the stuff I'm saying? We all know, like, people don't know nothing about narcissists unless they're a narcissist, or unless they've been narcissist abused and they get knowledge, wisdom, and understanding and get information that they're dealing with a narcissist. Other than that, then You gotta protect yourself. So I was like, I gotta protect myself. I gotta quit this job. So I just quit. I was like, I'm done. You know, this is not worth it for me. It's definitely not worth it. So, ooh, I was digging up my nose. I'm slipping up. Oh, okay. So, like, share, comment, subscribe. Thank you guys for watching my video. Everybody have a great day. Stay narcissistic free.